wee wah wah wee woo.
Brrr. Boop, 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 boop.
How you
What's
going?
going
How
on,
you
bro?
going, Eric?
Oh, it's going good, my good man. I'm just hanging out at home, counting down the days so I can curl up underneath the Christmas tree with a cup of hot cocoa and
Mm,
unwrap my gifts. What about you,
you
King?
are the gift, Eric. You're under the tree. You are the gift that nobody deserves.
I'd love to unwrap my sandwich for you.
Wow, is that an innuendo? If it is, I don't want to hear it.
No, 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 sir. I bought you a footlong for Christmas. It's got peppermint flakes on top instead of herbs, and it's got inside is a candied veggie patty.
Wow. Thank you, Santa.
Santa came through this year, bro. He
hmm
logged in on Essence, found your wish
hmm
list, and
hmm
said, "Let me bless the boy this year."
hmm Well, yeah, he knew where to look. I am also
That's a fact.
excited for the Christmas season, Eric. I'm going to
Hmm.
overdose on alcohol. I'm going to overdose on snackage,
Overdose on
mm,
Nog.
the nog.
Um, which NFTs are on your Christmas wish list this year?
Oh, you know I got all sorts of NFTs. I got some crypto punks, some crypto cats, some crypto tokens. I don't
Hmm.
know how Santa's gonna get the elves to like make those things, but
Hmm.
I'm sure they're well versed in coding for the
Hmm.
Ethereum blockchain.
Well, thank God because Santa's been mining Ethereum all year just for you,
Mm.
Ty, and he's and if you were a good crypto cowboy, then you might be finding a monkey smoking a dart under the tree tonight.
I like the idea of use like global warming is purely because of Santa's giant Bitcoin farm in the Arctic Circle, heating up all that ice.
Mm. Yeah, on Santa's Alienware gaming laptop, he's mined almost 2 Ethereum tokens this year.
Wow, he's a he's a rich man. Uh,
Mrs. Claus has a lot to say about it. She's been pissed, but she's pissed that the lighting bill and the electricity bill has been astronomical this year.
it's
But
through the roof.
Santa said, "Shut up, woman."
Santa knows what's up. He's living in the future.
Yeah. Speaking of NFTs,
Oh yeah, shit. Speaking of NFTs, this is a big day for us. Think Fresh
this is
has
a big
officially minted their first NFT. It's official.
non-fresh thinker.
Yeah. You can find it at our Ethereum address, but I can't tell you what that is. It's a string of digits.
It'll be linked in the description, but the Think Fresh boys finally, um, combined heads
hmm
and built an NFT from the ground up. It
hmm
is, if you're familiar with our cover art, it is the original photo that is used as like the main photo in our cover art for Think Fresh. It is
hmm
a bag of trash. NFT is called Hot Trash.
It's
Um,
original, it's unedited, it's inspiring,
mhm, that's
and
right.
it's minted by your boys, Ty and Eric. So,
hmm Shot on Ty's iPhone 7, in October of 2019. This is the
hmm
days of Ty and Eric going to Subway, regularly, dreaming up what a
hmm
what a podcast would look like. So, before Think Fresh even existed, we were thinking about it and we were, creating content for it. And this image is like the symbol of everything that we've created so far. Just a bag of steaming
I'm just
Subway themed
big.
trash.
Yeah, someone take this thing out to the dumpster.
Hmm.
And
Um,
it's important to note that this is not for sale. This NFT
fuck.
purely exists for us to own it.
But you can make an offer, can't you?
I don't really know.
I'm pretty sure you can make an
Maybe
offer.
all offers accepted.
All offers will be considered. We have no intention of selling it, but name a price and we'll think about it.
hmm Yeah, tell us how many inches it will cost, or it should cost, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
consider.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You do have to buy it with inch coins. But yeah, this is probably my favorite creative endeavor ever.
I
So,
agree. We've been talking about this for quite a few episodes now. It felt like a
hmm
dream at one point, but here we are,
hmm
NFT owners. Look
we're
at us
NFT owners.
now, Eric.
Okay, yeah, we will link it in the description, but not for sale, guys.
Or-
Only for everyone's eyes.
yeah.
You can screenshot it, but you don't get the address of the subway we go to if you do that.
We're not giving you that much details. Our culture is not your NFT.
Exactly. Um, yeah, cool. So now with that out of the way, Ty, I heard you visited the way. This is like every episode where one of us goes to Subway, we have to talk about it, and it's almost like we're repenting for our sins. It's like, I've Father, I've been to Subway again. I'm so sorry. I went back to my demons, to a dark place,
hmm
a toasted
Absolutely. I
place.
feel like when I'm getting in the booth, I didn't know it was the confessional, but
It
here we
sure is.
are. Yeah,
hmm
I have
I've
some
shared more
things to
with you
tell.
than I have with so many people. So, Ty,
hmm
let's hear about your journey and what happened.
Well, my priestly Papa Eric, I
hmm
was in transit heading home for Christmas, as one does, and nothing satisfies on a road trip more than 12 inches of sandwich. I visited
Wow.
the Horseshoe Bay location, which has, in my opinion, the best footlongs of the region.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I've heard you say this before.
There's only one other footlong in my region that I like.
In nether regions.
The nether regions, yes. So the Horseshoe Bay subway, Eric, have you ever been in there?
No, I don't remember the last
Okay.
time I've even been to Horseshoe Bay.
Well, there isn't a lot of reasons to there's one reason to go there, and that's to catch a ferry. But
hmm
what's
Crooked
interesting
BC
about it,
ferries could never, they would never see me atop their vessel.
no way, this guy only flies in the PJ when he leaves the city.
That's a fact.
He doesn't or private yacht.
hmm
What's interesting about this subway, Eric, is that there's three of the four walls are windows. So you get this like hot box like scenario because it gets like late
hmm
afternoon sun. So when you walk in, you're like, it's warm in there. And I'm looking over at the vegetables and they're like sweating too. I'm thinking this can't be healthy.
hmm
But I sat down and I ordered a foot long. I was not served by the traditional sandwich artist. Instead, it was
hmm
a older man, glasses, checkered shirt. I was getting franchisee like owner vibes because he didn't don the
hmm
traditional apparel of the artist.
hmm So, so you walked up to, short sleeve checkered shirt guy,
hmm
and outside of his shirt, what else? What were some other cues that were giving you founder energy?
Well, he kept telling the artist next to him what to do.
The speed up.
Yeah, speed up, slow down, go in the back, get this, get that. So
Amazing.
he was owning the room.
hmm
He
He had a very
wasn't afraid.
commanding presence behind his sneeze guard. It was clear that checkered shirt guy from Mr. Big and Tall was running the show.
For sure, exactly. Um, he also wasn't afraid to strike conversation. He didn't
hmm
fear me as a patron, which I found to
Mm,
be like refreshing.
wow. He's like,
Refreshing.
yeah. He's like, I go to Mark's Work Warehouse way more than this guy.
He felt more at home in that location. I actually
Amazing.
had some weird conversations with him. I like was eating my sandwich like post purchase, digging. I'm like halfway. I'm pretty deep in this like foot long veggie undelightful, and he walks up to me and he strikes a conversation and he says, "Are you going to be here for a few minutes?" And then I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
I say,
buddy.
I still have 6 inches left, so of course I am at least 2 minutes, right, on the clock.
It's halftime, baby.
So I say, yes, and then he says, "Okay, I'll be right back." And then he leaves the restaurant, and I like look
hmm
around like, am I? am I in charge now? Like, did he
Oh my
just
God,
leave
he
me
made you hold down the
responsible?
fort?
Yeah, I was
Wow.
substitute franchisee owner.
Wow. So for a brief moment on, a gloomy Saturday,
Hmm.
I'm guessing,
It
you
was quite
uh
warm actually.
you were on a warm Saturday, sunny Saturday, you were holding down the fort and you were a key holder of Subway, Ty.
I
How
was
does that
key
make you
holder.
feel?
Oh, I
You
went
were a
straight
key
to the
holder?
register. I tipped out immediately.
You cashed out at the register. You took a, you know, tasting flight from the
Hmm.
line. Did you go
Hmm.
backstage? What happened?
Well, I didn't have much time to be honest. He was back in a jiff faster than he could have made a sandwich. But I
Hmm.
want to tell you why he left the restaurant. He It was a pretty hot day. Like I was literally hot boxing in this Subway location. Actually, it's kind of weird because like I was like looking down at my sandwich, right? And then it's like the sandwich is really good that day. The green peppers were very fresh, but that's not the point. I was thinking like the sandwich is warm. And I look up and like the restaurant is very like rectilinear as a shape, which is not unlike most Subway locations, right? Just like a
Hmm.
long rectangle. Then like I realized like all the walls are brown, and there's these
Hmm.
big vegetable pictures on the wall. And then
Hmm.
I had this click where I'm like, oh, I'm inside the sandwich. It's warm. The walls are brown. Big tomatoes on the wall, and it's got this like foot
Oh,
long shape, right? And so I had this like breakthrough. I was like, oh, the Subway interior is the sandwich,
oh my God, that's amazing.
right?
So,
It's like this
you
in
know,
every one too.
yeah. Well, not anymore. Now you're in like a futuristic, like aluminum sandwich. But
Hmm.
before, back in the day, like, the brown walls would create a sense of warmth. There would even be sometimes a fireplace, which is quite literally like, you're being toasted.
Hmm.
There's also lots of veggies, greenery. Yeah, dude, this makes perfect sense. There's sauce on the floor from, the garbage. Like someone had taken the garbage out of the bin, but there's clearly a big hole in it, and all the sauce just leaked right out while it's being
Hmm.
dragged across the restaurant. So it's
Yeah.
much like, your sweet onion being drizzled across as somebody walks by your desk.
Hmm.
Um, a little nudge.
You just for sure you like slip in a dollop of honey mustard, and
Yeah,
that's just you're
absolutely.
just in the sandwich.
You're in the sandwich. And that makes a lot
Wow.
of sense when you're not even inside the restaurant because even outside you can see this big old sandwich in front of you and you can smell it too.
You can smell it. You always eat with your nose first at Subway. It makes perfect sense. The aroma,
Absolutely.
the sensation. And you
Absolutely.
enter from the end of the rectangle, not unlike your first bite of the footlong at the tip,
Right at the tip.
right at the tip. It's wild.
Wow.
So, anyways, okay, this is a bit, I digress. So, I need to tell you
Hmm.
though about what this guy's up to. So, the franchisee owner, well, I'm technically the franchisee owner at this point in the
You're
story.
yeah, you're the stand-in president while,
Hmm.
Sleepy Joe Biden's getting his appendix removed.
Exactly. He goes across the street to a vehicle, and then he like removes a corgi from the vehicle,
Oh
and
my
then he like
God.
takes it over and like ties it up outside the Subway, like right outside the window.
Yeah,
So I thought like, okay, cool. He was just keeping his dog in the car all day while he finishes his shift. Interesting
amazing.
move.
So this tells me that he, didn't tap in for a full shift. Like, you know, Gregory didn't call sick and call in sick and he had to like fill in for Greg, but he just came in as a little UFO to just, oversee the operations that day and make sure everything's up to code.
Yeah, exactly. And then he got like roped into slinging subs today for some
Hmm.
reason.
Yeah. Maybe he was bored on the weekend and said like, you know what, I need to clear my head. I need to make some.
I need to get this out of my system. When you have
I
that
know.
nagging craving to create, like a true
Hmm.
artist only gets that.
Hmm. That's pretty
Hmm.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
So I don't know why he was leaving the dog in the car, but he comes back in and he starts telling me about his animal. Like I said, franchisee energy likes to talk.
hmm.
And he
Yeah.
says
I
his
got I
dog's
got 10
name,
more of
yep,
these at home.
Oh, probably, yeah. His dog is actually
Very
kinda
regal.
looks like a foot long. A corgi is both the dimensions and color of a foot long.
Absolutely. Short little legs.
Mhm. So, he comes over to the drink booth, and he starts filling up a Subway branded soup cup with water in order to, like, give that to his
Oh,
dog. So I thought that was kind
that's
of a cool
fantastic.
brand moment.
That
Yeah,
is
and
absolutely great brand moment. That you know what? That's inspiring me for some last minute Christmas gifts.
yeah, yeah, you can really, like, bring the Subway brand into your home, make your home look like the inside of a sandwich.
hmm Incredible.
He,
So he left for a minute, came back, fed the pup, and then
yep.
did he get a second bowl with some like mushed up meatball for the dog, or maybe some impossible meatball? What was the food of choice for Mr. Corgi?
Well, I didn't really get to see what the keto doggy's meal was like, but, I'd imagine that it was protein rich. I feel like if it's good enough for humans at Subway, it's good enough for our animal friends.
That's true.
Uh,
Amazing. So
di
so what else? Walk me through the rest of the story. Like, did
okay.
did the key holder title get immediately revoked as soon as Big Papa came back in?
I definitely felt like I had lost a little bit autonomy in the restaurant. It the same feeling when you're like your mom and dad go out for dinner, and you get the babysitter, and you feel a little bit free, you know? That's how I felt,
hmm exactly. It's
liberated,
working.
but
It's working from home until about 30 minutes in when your computer goes to sleep and you got to move your mouse. It's kind of that
mhm,
same feeling, right?
yeah, you gotta keep checking in. So
hmm
he checks back in, he's back, but he's nice to me. He's, like, grateful for, um, my ability to step up and support his
hmm
franchise. He shares with me, Eric, he shares with me, he says, I say, "What's your dog's name? What's that little footlong's name?" And he says, "It's Cinnamon, Cinnamon." And you know what I said to the man? I said to him, "Why wouldn't you name him after an Italian herb or cheese?"
Dude.
Yeah. I did, and he laughed, and he
Oh.
said, "Well, it was between cinnamon and bum bum."
Wow, this
So I
guy's
guess he
real
made the right
creative.
choice.
He did. Um, wow, that's fantastic. So this guy, he was slinging subs. He was probably working for a good hour or two before. Oh shit, I gotta go get cinnamon from the Range Rover, that's parked outside.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
what
I didn't
about
even crack the
your
windows.
energy? Yeah. What about your energy did he pick up on where he was like, you know what? I'd rather not leave Subway unattended. I'd rather leave it with this young gentleman right here. Were you wearing Think Fresh merch?
I was not, but I was probably projecting that art school creative type that they look for in job applicants, and compared to the other patrons, I probably stood out as a very, like, trustworthy looking individual. I think it's my
hmm
smile.
hmm I think so too. And he said, like, you know what, this kid, if he passed the test, he's got a future here at Horseshoe Bay Subway, store
Mhm.
number 855.
I think so. He also, keep in mind, made my sandwich, so he knows I'm not a freak.
Knows you're not
Like
a freak, but you're willing to like experiment with flavors. That's
mhm,
exactly the like Venn diagram you want to be in.
I think so. Like, as I was sitting down eating, I heard him making the woman's sandwich that was in line after me, and I shit you
hmm
not, the conversation was, "What vegetables would you like?" "Only banana peppers." "Could I
Oh
get some more
no.
banana peppers?"
Dude, people are so twisted when it comes to when you give people freedom. Like look at what's happening, south of the border. When you give people freedom, they abuse
Mhm.
it.
It's an abusal of power. Who gets extra
hmm
only extra banana peppers on
hmm
their sandwich? Like,
Yeah.
the
So when you heard
heartburn.
that, did you storm the Capitol and say like enough is enough? Like we need a recount. We need a recount of all these banana peppers.
Mhm. Not
They're
my
going over
sandwich.
quota. But yeah, not my sandwich exactly. Wow. 4 more years of this.
Yeah, I mean, like, I got called out by LP because I was staring at this woman who ordered this. I'm like, "I need to see their face."
Oh boy.
It was the
Yeah,
sandwich
some people should
equivalent of
not
being
have
cut
that.
off on the highway. Just let me see their face.
Mm-hmm. Wow, true. When you get outbid for, the Think Fresh NFT, then
Mhm.
you gotta go, you just check their profile. It's like, what does this guy look like? I have to know. Do they get
Totally.
bitches?
Yeah, you're looking up their Ethereum address. You're following the blockchain rabbit hole till you can figure out their home address.
Hmm. Yeah. Showing up for a little unexpected visit. You know what I mean?
Knock knock.
Yeah.
So that basically summarizes my franchise. Oh, he gave me 2 free cookies. Um,
Wow. For watching the line while he was away.
we'll say that, sure. So I made a friend. I met someone who said that they know somebody who has believes that they can see the cookie like when they look at the Subway cookies, they can tell which one is the freshest. Like which one was
Oh.
cooked most recently just by looking. Have you
And
ever heard of this superpower?
I mean, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to look at food and pick out which one was made like the soonest, but this sounds pretty interesting. Did you meet this person like in the same location?
No, no, no. I'm just this is here whatever the Subway equivalent of the grapevine is, the lettuce strand. I heard through the tomato vine that this is
Through the
a
sauce pool.
the sauce pool. That it is a there is someone with the superpower of identifying the cookies, and I agree, Eric. I agree on the
Hmm.
lettuce and the vegetables. You can
Hmm.
absolutely, in a split second, your intuition will tell you what's
Hmm.
what's popping and what's rotten. You know,
Oh yeah.
but with the
So
cookies, I don't know. That's hard.
so okay, so walk me through this. Like, what are this mysterious um, you know, mysterious figures say to you? Like what attributes are they looking for when it comes to, scoping out the freshest cook?
My information stops here, Eric. I did personally walk up to the cookie counter and try to identify the most recently baked cookie. And
Hmm.
here are the things I was looking for. I was looking for like a more glossy finish on the cookie. That would
Mm.
seems like something that a freshly baked cookie would have a little bit of cookie sweats
Hmm. A little bit of
and a
sheen.
little bit of sheen. And I was also looking at the like ceramic container or whatever the glass container that the cookies sit in all day, and I was trying to see if there was like a bit of fogging of the glass at the different layers,
Hmm.
which may imply that those cookies still had some warmth in them.
That's exactly what I was gonna mention.
Mm-hmm.
If you gotta like, wipe it with your fist just to like get a glimpse of the cookie, then that's probably a good indication that it's freshly baked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Squeak squeak. But
Squeak
there
squeak.
was nary a fog nor a sheen to any of the cookies
Hmm.
in the cookie container, the display case,
The
the
display
trophy
case.
case.
Hmm. Um, Two things. One, would you would you ever how much would it have to pay you to like grab the entire cookie shelf and run?
Mm,
And number
I
two,
would
do you think
free.
that number two, do you think that you should be able to get a discount on old cookies and maybe therefore old ingredients? Like, should there be a variable cost on based on freshness for the ingredients and or cookies?
So this is like, okay, to answer your first question, free, just dare me live IRL. The second one, I really like this idea. You're taking like the concept of like the day old bread at the bakery and applying it to all ingredients at Subway.
Exactly. I'm
So
happy to take the old bread.
the longer the vegetable is on the line, the more the price drops, and then eventually there will be a demand for the supply because no one picks
Hmm.
the old vegetables and then they continue to get more old, right? But
Hmm.
if the price
Yeah,
is right,
yeah. And if Subway truly stood on their pillar of, eat fresh,
mhm,
then you know, they would be down for this, I think, because they're saying like we want to give you the fresh ingredients for the right price, And then
Mm-hmm.
anything like older than fresh is going to be discounted.
Mm-hmm.
They have to hold themselves accountable to, um, that transparency of like when things were added to the line, and they would have to like show you exactly when it resets. You
Right.
know.
So then when you're looking at the little tag under the bucket that says that the chicken breast is 5 days old, it's been
Hmm.
sweating there for a whole work week, you can then do some quick mental math and decide, is it worth the 75% discount or should I just go for that fresh salami?
Hmm. Yeah, am I gonna risk, shitting myself at the dinner table, or do I say, run it back, give me some meatball?
Mm-hmm. Well, if your diet is always at Subway, then you run that risk every day.
Hmm.
This is
Yeah,
interesting though because you need to like ditch the kind of fixed pricing model that exists today on the menu, where no matter it dependent on the meat is what your price is kind of set at. Now it's
hmm
like based off every single vegetable.
hmm that's true. This reminds me, I was like buying, some flowers, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you know, the interesting thing about that is like I called a place, I asked for a specific type, and they said no, we don't have it. And then after like prodding a little bit more, I was like, do you really not have it? And then they said, oh well, we do, but it's like, a couple days old. I wouldn't recommend it. And
Oh.
I'm like, oh well, that's interesting. That changes things. Like, you know, name a price.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I think it applies here too. Like name the right price, and I'll eat some old lettuce. I don't care. I'm used to
Totally.
it as at McDonald's.
Typically at Subway, nothing turns me off more than seeing an empty bucket. It's like there's three cucumber slices left in the bucket, and are you
Oh
gonna
yeah.
say, could you add some cucumbers? Hell no, you're skipping that, right?
Yeah, no way. You're not getting the last ones. All the juice from the ones above have seeped into the oldest one at the bottom. That's
Mm-hmm.
nasty.
That's gonna be a soggy cuke.
Yeah. And you already know, like, they don't rotate the buckets. Like, they're not taking those cukes out before they add new ones in. They're just like putting the new ones on top. So there's a chance that those three cukes have been there since, November.
Since the dawn of time. Since the
Exactly.
Subway opened, they could have been
Yeah,
there.
dude. That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. Wow.
Wow. How often do you think they like restock vegetables? Like, is it once a day? It's
It
gotta be
must be
more than that.
location specific. Yeah. Depends on how liberal they are with their vegetable application. Probably varies
Mm-hmm.
location to location.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And depending on the popularity of the vegetable. Like I'd imagine that the banana peppers go faster than the pickles. Actually, maybe not. Which one's more popular? Pickles?
I think pickles, because I don't think people who eat at Subway can very well.
That's true.
At least up north.
Maybe in other culinary landscapes.
Yeah, exactly. We don't have that big of a Latino population compared to down
Mhm,
south where, spicier foods might be more popular. But I mean, that's
The blander,
for,
the better here.
yeah, but we're not big data. We're big podcast over here.
We're it's just based on intuition, you know.
hmm This is
There's a
feelings,
reason
no
there.
facts, baby.
There's a reason we're sandwich artists and not sandwich analysts.
Yeah, we're a lot of things. We're sandwich eaters, sandwich makers, sandwich artists, sandwich deliberators. One thing we are not is, sandwich analyzers. That's a goddamn fact.
That's a fact, Eric.
Well,
Don't
on
you
that note,
forget it.
Ty, absolutely. On that note, Ty, I think it's been another amazing episode. I think fresh, and once again, I can hear Bay cooking up in the next room. So I think it's time to call it, and
hmm
start to eat, get my eat on.
Absolutely. You know, it's a good episode when you walk away craving lunch.
Oh yeah, dude, my hunger has been exponentially growing this whole 29 and a half minutes.
Wow, an all-time high.
Mm-hmm.
All-time hunger.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, King. Alrighty,
King.
breadheads. Have a splendid afternoon. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, OnlyFans. You know the deal. And yeah, just have a good day.
Mm, ciao.
Ciao.